If you want 2023 to be the best year ever, what does that really take? If you want to look back at the end of 2023 and go, hey, you know what? 2023 was the year that everything changed. It was a pivotal point of my life, my career. What does it really take? What are the steps? What are the action items that I need to do? What are the new habits and rituals and all of those things that you probably have the same questions that I had? Well, today I'm going to give you three keys to make that happen, where you look back at the end of 2023 and go, that was the year. And so do me a favor as you join, let me know where you're watching from, what city, what state, what province in Canada. And what I've done is I've also, hey, Howard, how are you? Great to see you on here. I hope you're feeling better. Happy holidays. And what I've done is I've put a link on the screen for you to download a free planner to help you with your 2023. So make sure to grab that. It's also something you can text your team so they can have that as well. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Again, let me know where you're watching from. Hey, Melissa, thanks for joining. And then let people know, if you know there are people that need to hear this message as I go through these things, make sure to let them know because here we are at the end of the year, preparing for the launch of 2023. And there's a lot of people that are going to want to hear exactly what I'm sharing with you today. And I have a very special announcement that I believe you're going to be very excited about because it's going to help you get to where you want to be a lot sooner than later. So make sure to hang on to the very end because I will give you that announcement, and it's time sensitive. So I want to make sure that you get that right off the bat. All right. So it was several years back, many years back, and it was around this time of year when Christmas was just over. We were kicking off the new year, and I was completely frustrated. Frustrated is an understatement, to be honest with you. And I remember I had a friend of mine, a mentor of mine from many, many years, called me. And as he started talking to me, I could tell that I was getting agitated. I didn't want any distractions. So I walked in my bedroom and I locked the door. And for those of the parents that are watching this, whether live or on replay, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So with 5 kids, I locked myself in the bedroom where they couldn't interrupt me. And then I was pacing around the bedroom because the more that this friend of mine started to tell me things, the more agitated I started to get. And I've learned since then that a lot of times if it rubs us the wrong way, most of the time, guess what? It's meant for us. And he was telling me things that I needed to hear. And I didn't really want to hear those things, but I kept giving him the excuses of why the previous 12 months were terrible. Well, it was the company, it was the products, it's where I live, it was the lack of resources, it was anything and everything. I was a victim and I was having a pity party, but thank God I had someone in my life that told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. Because like many of you, right, I knew that I was created for more. I knew that I had potential inside of me when I could look at other people and seeing them achieve success and creating their dream life. I'm like, you know what? If they can do it, I know I can do it, but I didn't know what to do. So like many of you, I was spinning my wheels on a treadmill, working harder and harder because people go, look, you got to work hard if you want to make it. Well, there's a lot of people that work hard that never achieve their goals and their dreams. And they didn't live 50, 60, 70 years. What they did was they lived the same year 50, 60, 70 times. They continued on that treadmill. So like many of you, I wanted more. I had the desire, I had the belief, but I didn't know exactly what to do. But that was the day that I got frustrated. I made a decision. And over the next several years, investing thousands and thousands of dollars, reading hundreds and thousands of books, going to, hundreds of events, then things changed. So over the next 40 months, let me tell you what happened. Here I was sharing with this guy, this friend, this mentor. Man, I can't believe that I just had to borrow money for my kids' Christmas. I can't believe I've been working this hard. And here's where I am to 40 months later. Okay, several years later, being able to go out and generate multiple 7 figures in income, creating a dream lifestyle. And that's why I love being able to share things that can help people catapult to the next level, right? Compress those frames. Okay, I'll get it out in a second. shorten their learning curve. All right. So I'm going to go ahead over the next 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to give you 3 keys to going out and completely having the best year of your life. So, hey, I appreciate everybody. Let me know where you're watching from. Hey, I think it's Rhoda, right? From Zambia. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Thomas from Ohio. Great to see everyone. And I believe that this definitely can be the best year, not just in business, but every aspect of your life. So let's talk about number 1. Evaluate you. Evaluate where you are from a personal perspective and also a business perspective. Awareness leads to change. And sometimes we have to step back and we have to just take inventory and go, okay, if I don't like the way the last 12 months of my life have gone, what will I do to change the next 12 months? To get something different, I have to do something different. Or maybe you had one of the best 12 months you've ever had in your entire life, but you're ready to break through to even that next level. Okay. And so just sitting down and going, okay, where am I? Because our future is hidden in our repeating patterns. Our future is hidden in our repeating patterns. Drop aha if any of these things resonate with you. If you have an aha moment, if you're like, Darren, man, I needed to hear that one thing today. But when you start to evaluate where you are, okay, are there new skills that you need to learn going into the next year? Because the same skills, the same behaviors, the same mindset to get to the next level, it's not the same that got us to where we are. To get something different, we must do and be something different. The next thing you want to do when you're evaluating like where you are personally in your business, what do you really want? Like, what is it that you really want? It's not money. You have to put in a financial and emotional attachment to the money. And when you sit down and you go, and I encourage you to spend time going through this exercise, going, why? Why am I building my business? And we got people that are watching that are real estate, mortgages, network marketing, you name it, all kinds of entrepreneurs. But it's important to really sit down and go, look, in every area of my life for 2023, what do I really want? And when you map that out, we have the ability to create the dream lifestyle. And when we start evaluating, sometimes we don't like what we see, but it's important to take time to do that. Because Les Brown, it's one of his quotes. I believe he said, let me see if I can get it. We are today where we are because at some point we had an appointment to be here. Here's the way I say it. We are where we are today because of decisions that we have made, good and bad. So when you start to take a look at that, okay, where am I? What do I really want? You start to set goals and be intentional about your life. Instead of just being reactive, we need to be proactive and intentional in 2023. Number 2, have a growth mindset. Maintaining is a myth. We're either climbing or we're sliding. And it doesn't matter if you have a college education or you don't have a college education, because Jim Rohn, what did he say? Look, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Let me share a story with you. I met someone recently, and my wife and I were walking around, and very nice lady, and I'm sure she didn't mean it like this, but when I'm like, hey, so what do you do? And she's like, hey, I'm a counselor, and she's like, so what do y'all do? Went to my college, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't make it through college. And she actually looked down, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, don't feel sorry for me, because just because I don't have a college education does not mean I'm not educated. I've invested multiple 6 figures just in the last few years into my education, right? And so self-education will make you a fortune, as Jim Rohn talked about. And I spend several hours a day, at least 2 hours a day, every single day, working on me, knowing that I'm growing or dying, climbing or sliding, knowing that the same version of Darren Kidd that got me to where I am is not the same version that gets me to the next level. And so here we are. Let me tell you, the timing of where we are right now, this is so important that everybody really pay attention to this. The next 12 to 18 months are going to be the most challenging times that we've ever seen in our lifetime. And this is not just coming from me. This is coming from people that are worth hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. And all the different ones that I'm listening to, none of them are disagreeing. It's just a version of how bad it's really going to be for most people. However, here's the positive note. Wealthy people understand the biggest transfer of wealth happens during a recession, during a depression, during wars. We've got all of that going on right now. So the next 12 to 24 months, we have the ability to help more people, impact more people, fill more needs, solve more problems than we've ever had in our entire life. When things are normal, it's very competitive to get ahead. When things start happening like they're happening right now and will for the next 12 to 18 months or 24 months, however long it's going to go, this is separation season. This is the time that we accelerate and do what most people won't do in order to have a life that most people don't have. And we have the ability to go from where you are right now in 6, 12 months from now. Now, it's not easy. It's not normal. Most people are not going to do it, but we have the ability to look back at the end of 2023 and go, man, I don't even recognize my life because things have changed so dramatically, so drastically in just 12 months. Now, yes, it takes time. It takes energy. It takes effort. It takes learning new skills and the right mindset, but the potential is there. And we've seen people that have gone out there and done it over and over and over again. And I've been able to work with thousands of people over the last 20 to 30 years and help them go out and completely create and design their dream life and make it happen. So you have a growth mindset. What's the best investment right now? Okay, anybody know? Let me know in the comments. Is it real estate? Is it crypto? Like, tell me what's the best investment right now. Somebody put it in the comments real quick. I'm just curious. What you believe is the best investment. Is it stocks? Let me know. Okay. And the comments are delayed, so I'm not going to wait too long. I'm going to keep this pretty quick. Okay. Melissa, you got it right. All right. And so did you, Terry, and Lisa, all of you. Yeah, it is yourself. You are your best investment because you take you with you everywhere you go. My daughter-in-law works for a company. They had 150 employees. They laid off 120. So going into 2023, you want to work on you so hard that even if the company's getting rid of people, like you're going to be the last resort because it'll be like, we can afford to get rid of other people, but we definitely can't afford to get rid of you. And when you create, when you add so much value and you work on you, you never have to worry about a career. You never have to worry about generating income for your family. And that was the decision that I made years ago. When a mentor of mine, again, told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. And he goes, Darren, you don't make what you want. You can want all you want. He goes, you make what you are. If you want to make more, you have to become more. To get something different, you have to do something different. The same Darren that got you to where you are is not the same version that gets you to the next level. And it's so, we hear it so many times that it's kind of numb. Oh, the definition of insanity, doing what you've always done and expecting to get something different. It doesn't matter how many times we hear something. Does it resonate with us? Did we let it sink in and then act on the information that we just received? Knowledge is not power, it's potential power. So have a growth mindset. What are you going to read in 2023? What are you going to listen to? What trainings, what masterminds, what events? And not only that, right? You've got associations. I was having a talk with a friend of mine. So many friends recently I've had this conversation with, and they're like, oh my goodness, Darren, that's so true. This has been an aha moment for me in the last several years. Sometimes we can be mentally handcuffed or enslaved by our environment. Now, that can be many things. It can be just the same group of friends we've been hanging around. And it's not that they're bad people, but they think the same way, speak the same way. It's again, they're not living, 10, 20, 30, 50 years. They're living the same year 10, 20, 30, 50, 70 times in a row. And they wonder why things don't change. So when I became very intentional about my associations, and for me, living in a small town, I had to pay to get into masterminds and go to events and be very intentional to get around people that thought differently. Okay, they speak different, they think different, they dream bigger than I was. And that worked on my internal beliefs that completely changed my world. So that growth mindset is huge. And then number 3, invest in you. Like we just talked about that. The best investment that you can make, and I've got the big announcement coming up in just a second, is investing in you. And by the way, there's so many things that I wanted to cover. I don't have time to cover right here, but it doesn't matter how many times we hear something or how many times someone tells us something. If we don't change our internal thermostat, our own identity, that invisible lid in our own head, you can have all the knowledge in the world and the action steps, but if we don't change the way we feel about ourselves, then nothing else changes. And so the announcement that I wanted to share with you, and by the way, you know that I'm transparent. There's things that I do that probably most marketers will go, don't say that, don't do this, I'm not most people. and sometimes I'm sure it's not serving me well, but you know what? I love people. I love helping people. And if I can make this happen and help you and your organization, I want to make it happen. So here's what I'm getting ready to do. I had so many people that were reaching out that were saying, hey, you know what, Darren, I would love for you to be able to do this and do that. So what I did was I put together a training that's going to start this week. Okay. It's going to be inside an exclusive Facebook community. And then I'm going to spend 2 weeks with this group, and you're going to have lifetime access to the replays. And I'm going to spend an hour to an hour and a half each week. And they're going to be giveaways. There's going to be all kinds of surprises and bonuses and things like that as we go along, because you're going to be in this community. So I'll pop in every now and then and just do some bonus trainings and things like that. But I'm going to spend several hours with this group. And I had people going, Darren, you want to charge hundreds of dollars, if not more, for that training, because you're going to devalue you. You're going to devalue your training. My perspective was, hey, you know what? That's one way to look at it. But there's a lot of people that want to change their life in 2023. There's a lot of people that want to break through to that next level. And there's a lot of people that can't go out and spend multiple 6 figures like I have over the last several years and be in the circles that I'm in. And so if I can go out and help this community leapfrog so they don't have to spend multiple 6 figures over the next 12 months. They don't have to go out and make a massive amount of mistakes and spend 10, 20, 30 years like I did. So what if I can take and just help launch this group into the new year? The testimonials from the training will come back and serve me, right? That's going to help me, because you're going to be so excited about the results that you're getting. You're going to want to tell everyone. And so this training, I'm not going to charge $250, $500. I'm only going to charge $49 for this training. And if you look at the link on the page, you can go register for the program. We'll add you to the private Facebook group. And then I start this Thursday. So what this is going to allow you to do is, I know we got real estate agents, we got network marketers, we got tons of people that are on here that are, this will help anyone and everyone that is looking to up-level their life, not just business, but their entire life in 2023. So I can't get them on there for you, but when you, and if you look at the page, we didn't put together a fancy funnel. We're not doing fancy emails. Like, here I am going, look, here it is. The ones that understand my training and they know what I'm getting ready to deliver, I don't have to do all that stuff for this one. Okay. So if you get them in the training, and for example, like if I was looking at some of you on here, I would look through each of your organizations and going, how many people can I get involved? So Darren's going to motivate them, train them, inspire them, educate them to not just start the new year, but to launch the new year, to hit the new year with a rolling start. Because if we do not, and some of you can amen this that have been in business for a while, it takes 3 weeks before people start to wake up in the new year. They're distracted with 1,000 things. They're preparing to prepare. And the next thing you know, it's almost the end of the month and they're just waking up. Well, that's not just losing 3 weeks. That compounded effect over the next 12 months, that's a massive loss. So when I had the right mentors that came into my life going, Darren, you have to get people going from the very first of the year. In my mind, even though it's December 26th when I'm doing this replay, the new year has already started. And so that way we don't start the new year from a standstill. We're rolling into the new year from a start. I mean, we're rolling into the new year. We have a head start on everyone else. If we want something different than the masses in 2023, we've got to do something different than the masses. Most people are not willing to do this, but you're not most people, or you wouldn't be watching this. So promote. If you've ever wanted me to work for you and to help you gain momentum personally or with your organization, this is the key. You can get in, you get access to the replays for life. And I promise you, I will deliver the goods. I will give you some of the things that have taken me 30 years to learn, so you don't have to do that. You don't have to make the mistakes. So anyway, appreciate each and every one of you joining. Make sure to, tag anyone that you know that you want to hear this message. And then all you got to do as well and it's going to take you promoting, because not all your organization or your teams know me or my story. Okay. You do, because you're plugging in. You've heard from me before. You know what's getting ready to happen. I'm not talking about these things from theory. What I'm going to teach you is real life stuff. I've had the traditional businesses, the franchises. I've built online stuff, right? I've built network marketing. I've been in group sales. I've been in all kinds of stuff, and I made a ton of mistakes. So I like learning from people that have been out there and actually done it, not people that just read a book and then they want to talk about it. I like to learn from the best of the best. And I can promise you, I'm going to give it everything I have for the people that plug into this, because I'm a little selfish. I want your stories. Now, all of you know, my number one goal is to help you get what you want, right? Help you achieve those goals. But I also know that this is going to allow my message to get to people that my message has not gotten to before. And it's going to allow me to impact more people at a faster pace. So the way I'm looking at it, this is a win-win for both of us. So appreciate you. We will see you soon. And can't wait to have you inside the exclusive Facebook community and the first training on Thursday night. Then we'll do the second one next Thursday. Take care.